Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second episode of Andreas Reborn podcast. Today I'm being joined by my co-host Finnegan, Chris,
Hello, everybody.
Alex, and Jake, who are all members of the Andreas Reborn staff team. Except for Finnegan, of course, but he's the co-host.
Of course, I've applied for staff, but I forgot to play.
Yeah, you got it denied.
Okay, so
Anyway,
so
glad to be here, guys.
he's glad to be here.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so here you go. What will we start with first?
Well, I think our first topic of today will be what is it like to be staff? And I mean, I'm not gonna ask this question to myself. Because I'm higher than staff. Kind of.
I mean, I don't really know how to answer that question, honestly. I mean, I've only been staff for, a couple days, and it's one of those, yeah, you have more privileges than other people do, but at the same time, nothing's changed. So, I guess it's a good thing, but at the same time, you just got a higher reputation to uphold, and you gotta put forth more work to prove that, hey, I actually deserve this spot and I deserve to keep it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like being especially administrator, you're basically like. So yeah, Jake is an administrator in San Andreas. It's like being administrator. You're basically higher up than every other staff member except board of leaders. You're basically a miniature board of leader. Like, what's it like being an administrator?
I mean, it is definitely a privilege knowing that, we have that sort of power over everyone else. We're the ones that are there to keep the server in place. The board of leaders, they do a lot, but we are then, we're just under them, and we have as big a role as them in terms of keeping the server up and running to a standard that it should be. It's a thing that, we've had to work up to, and upholding that position is a thing that, we have to put that effort in. We have to make sure that we can show those skills, and, it does get hard sometimes knowing that this server with 500 plus people, you have that much power, and you are one of the people that have to have your job and keep it to a standard where, nothing's going to go wrong. Because at the end of the day, if someone with the power like me makes a mistake, it could lead to something devastating happening, and we have to be quite careful with every move we make, when we give out punishments, when we uphold the server to a standard that's needed, or when we're just keeping the server clean, really.
Yeah, like that's another hard job as well. Is just keeping 500 odd members, 400 odd members contained, and kind of getting a good flow of members in through the server and get them straight into role playing as well. So yeah, it does seem like a very hard job, especially with board leaders as well. It does seem very hard to keep it contained as well. So Fisher, you're one of the head of moderators in the server.
Yeah.
So what's it like being a moderator, especially head of moderators?
It's difficult because being head of moderator, especially because you have to keep an eye on all your stuff. So you have to keep an eye on all the moderators, support, even sometimes admins if they, you have to keep an eye on them, see if they're doing everything right. You keep an eye on all the moderators, keep an eye on all the chats. So that's kind of difficult because in this server we have many chats, almost like 50 plus chats. And we have to keep an eye on them, all the chats. So yeah, it's kind of difficult, but it's a very high privilege of being head of moderator.
Yeah, and like, and say if one of your moderators kind of mess up on something, like what would you do?
Well, what we would do, we have to sit down with them. Probably, if it depends on how serious the thing is, we would have to get the board leader involved in it, and we'll have to do an investigation
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And if it's a serious case, we would take their moderator role away. And if it's extremely serious, we'll ban them from being support, any support for like staff member. So that's what we would do in case they do something basically.
Yeah, well, that would be like kind of in a serious case scenario, but anyway,
Yeah.
it's still very serious. So Hugo as well. What's it like? Hugo's one of the co-owners on the server. So what's it like, and how hard is it being a co-owner on the server?
How hard? That's a pretty good question, to be honest. Well, I think it's more about the fact that you got to be active and like online. I mean, yeah, you just need to get the experience, etc. I mean, it's. I mean, when I first joined the server, I would have never thought I would even make it into staff. Well, when I got into staff, I only went up. So, I mean.
Yeah, you were previously a moderator as well.
Yeah, and from there I worked up my way up to admin, then to head of admin. There was basically in the day that I was the only admin active, as Booth back then was
Oh.
really inactive.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't seen Booth in a good while. I don't know what. But yeah.
I think from what I know, his PS4 got taken away.
Oh.
From what I can remember.
There we have it then.
But yeah, it's definitely not easy to be a board of leader. I mean, you gotta do quite a lot of work and can be very stressful sometimes. Definitely if you don't have the time, but you have to make the time. I mean, if you go on vacation, or let's call it holiday, you still got to be active because you can't really depend on the other board of leaders because they're not active as well then.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it as well. Another board leader as well that I don't pretty much see anymore is Reborn, who is the original founder of the server. Do you know what's happening with him or?
Well, actually, to be honest, I don't think I don't know that. I think Matrix and Townsley do, but I haven't spoken to Reborn in quite a while. But I think, from what I know, he's sorting some real life stuff out. And yeah, since he's gone, the recruitment has been going down quite a lot, to be honest. And yeah, I've been basically the only board of leader like actively in the server. The rest is all kind of working behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mhm. So I'd say we could declare them two questions done. So this would be a question for more of all the staff here, Jake Fisher and Chris. Would there be any suggestions or anything that you could put up to the server? Like
anything that we can contribute to it?
Yeah, well, kind of like that. Like, if there's anything that you could like suggest to this server, or any of the Life 4P servers, or any of the other servers that you are in.
I mean, if anybody's ever seen the streams of the actual patrols, these four guys can attest to me saying this quite frequently since getting my staff position. One thing I really want to see is priorities go way down, way too many priorities. But I also want to see um, like Hugo hinted to, I want to see recruiting go way up. However, our top recruiter is AFK. Don't know when he's gonna be back. Um, and then I want to see a lot of trainings get done. Problem with that,
Yeah.
with me being a training officer, uh, myself and other training officers have repeatedly asked, "Hey, who can train? Who can train? Who can train? Who wants to train? Who's available to train?" We've gotten zero responses in every attempt to come to actually get their attention. Say, "Hey, what you doing?" We've gotten zero responses, nothing from them. Um, and I mean, a lot more people have been starting to put forth more effort to train recruits, but none of the recruits have been active at all, and those are mostly the things that I want to really see changed. Uh, I know we can add to that. I know we can fix it, turn it back around. Um, but it's gonna take work. Uh, Another thing, just and I guess professionalism. All that ties in professionalism. We've got to have a little bit more professionalism than what I guess some people put forth. Either not putting forth enough or they're putting forth just enough. Um, I don't want to see just enough. I want to see above and beyond the Call of Duty. I want to see top-notch professionalism between LAPD, LASD, CHP, civs, everybody,
Mhm.
and it's been getting better at that. But I want to see a lot more of those things get from where they are to where they need to be.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I got.
Yeah, so one of my personal things that I would like to see in the server, like we have 400 odd members in the server. A lot of them are very inactive. And like by what I mean by inactive, they're trained, like they're able to come on at like any time and jump into a patrol, but like they never do it. If you like, I've never seen anybody
Yeah,
here like
like going
in
off what you're saying, everybody that we've
yeah
seen in every patrol, we know on a first name basis. That's how often they've all been there. We've
yeah.
hardly ever seen any new faces.
Hmm. Yeah, so Fisher or Jake, do you have any other suggestions that you could make to the server that could
Honestly, I have to agree with Chris Revolve. The main thing that you know we need to work on at the moment is kind of upholding that professionalism and that realism 24/7. As I know we have tried to sort this, but we are mainly based kind of in the European time zones, and when it's 12:01 in the morning for us, most of us are offline. There are people coming on from other time zones. We don't have a full range of people that will actually there to help control things at different times, and it is mainly around those European times that we actually see those controls taking place. And honestly, I think we need to somehow think of a way of minimizing the things going wrong and bad things happening when there aren't staff around.
yeah, so is that it? Or is there anything else that you could say?
It's really about how the community work together. See, now the staff team, we do play a big part. We are the ones that uphold all of it, but then we have to look at it. We can't do our job without a certain level of cooperation from the other members of the community as a whole. Like, for example, in order for us to be able to do our work, to answer questions from people, to help them, we need to be able to cooperate with them. And that's one thing that we don't always see that high level of cooperation all the time, but it's something that we need to work on a bit. But apart from that, yeah, we are a whole community and we work together. Anything that happens, it involves groups of us. it's never just, it's never just staff members. Usually it comes from another member, most of the things that happen.
So yeah, there's some really good suggestions for the server. Yeah, some of them I would actually like to see them implemented into the server, and like again, it's more cooperation than anything. So yeah. So Hugo, as a board leader, do you have any suggestions that you could do or we could all do?
Ooh, it's an interesting question. I mean, I think we just gotta keep hammering on improving the professionalism in the what is it? In how we talk to members, and I mean, we should do it like DOJ does, etc. I mean, that would be really good if we could do it like that.
Yeah. So like you could improve communication between all of us.
Yes. Means
So
that.
yeah. So Fisher, would you have any other suggestions that you could make or that you could do in the server?
Well, what I would like, have community meetings every month or so we can sit down with everyone, discuss what the problems are and how to improve them.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Yeah. I mean, that's up to a lot of the higher ups, but I would definitely like that to see that happen. So yeah. Yeah. So Yeah. So Fisher, you some suggestions about so why do you think there should be more? Like obviously to improve, the fastness into the CAD, but who do you think should have them?
I believe we should have more CAD admins to improve the speed of it. Sometimes for Americans we don't have any American CAD admins, so when all the English people are asleep, we don't have anyone to approve them into the CAD or to add any divisions. So that's why I thought we should do it. And we've only got about I believe 3 CAD admins that are active. So I believe we should get CAD admins only given to trust staff members.
Yeah.
But that's up to the BOL and the CAD leader.
Yeah. So, do you think most of the support should have them, because since they're always getting questions, hey, can I be approved for this, approved for that, etc., etc.?
Yeah, I believe most support should be getting it, because they're the people that everyone goes to. They need help with anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, as we had some, mishaps with CAD admins who were irresponsible, and they would change the images on stuff. Like we had a few incidents with band people who have had that happen, and we've had that happen as well. So, as you said, it should be for trusted staff. So I think that's a good suggestion for the server. So yeah. Another thing as well. Oh, sorry. Cases. This will be more for the admins and moderators, since staff they can't really look at cases. So like any bans or any, you know, warns or mutes, like what happened in them kind of bans, warns, and mutes, etc. You know, do you remember any of them well or anything like that?
Any reasons? I don't remember now. Today actually, we were warning someone. We had to discuss it with admins, and that the admin agreed. So I warned him, this person, for going out their civ rank, and also doing fail RP when they crashed into the cop car and just carried on driving. But yeah, I had to warn him today. That was one of the cases.
So, yeah, that's most of the cases that I see, you know, during patrols. I always see, like, warning or warns about, like, fail RP, etc. Like, that's something that as well we can improve. But yeah, that's something probably to talk about another day. So, did you ever have any, like, bans or anything?
I had a ban today. This guy had been warned like 5 minutes before I banned him for tagging a BOL. So I looked at his record, basically his warnings. He had he reached 6 warnings, and that signifies that he will get a week ban. So I discussed it with an admin to ensure it'd be okay, and I went through with the ban. He was banned for a week, and he'll be unbanned on the 27th of May. He tried to fight it, but obviously there was insignificant evidence to unban him, so we continued with the week ban.
Okay. So, Jake, have you had anything like that? Any cases?
I mean, since I've been admin, modern admin, I've had I've had multiple cases where I've had to warn someone or ban someone. It's a thing that, you know, I don't like doing it, but it's a thing we kind of have to do to keep that control in the server. For example, you know, I've had a lot of cases where people have gone out there, civ ranks, or you know, they've done things that they've blatantly been told not to do, and they go ahead and do it. And you know, the main reason a ban will take place is for reaching warnings. For example, 3 warnings you get a day ban, 6 warnings a week, and then 10 plus warnings you are permanently banned. But yeah, I've banned someone for a week so far. I don't remember the details of it because my memory's not that great. But as far as warns and that go, we do make it clear to people when they actually get to the server about our rules, and it's a thing that people still then, you know, they go ahead, they make these mistakes, and they go against the rules, and it results in warnings. And as I said earlier, it's not a great thing doing, but it's something we have to do to uphold that kind of level of control we need in the community to have it as a nice place where people actually feel welcome.
Yeah, so, yeah, again, as you said, it's part of the rules, you know, you have to do it, you know, you can't let people off, you know. So, yeah, Hugo, you have had a good few bans and warns in your life, yeah, so tell us about maybe a few of them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, what should I tell? I mean, I think what an interesting ban could be was the ban of Casper, actually. I mean, nobody saw that coming, and I mean, funny thing, let me see what he actually told me, because it was too funny to actually So when I banned him, he was like, oh well, but that's not a big thing, tagging everyone for saying good night. And then he said, if you're gonna ban people for tagging everyone, then I think you're doing your job wrong. Basically, the funny thing is, I warned him, and then he got 10 warnings, of course. And then I banned him, actually. And with that sentence, he basically said I banned him for tagging everyone, but I banned him for reaching that 10 warning limit. And what he earlier said on, let me check, that he should get another chance, and I was like, no, you're not getting another chance. I mean, you know that you shouldn't be doing that. And well, from there I didn't speak to him anymore, and then he started ruining our sessions.
Yeah, and that's another thing as well, like blacklisted members joining the session. Casper wasn't blacklisted, but banned members joining the session. It gets very annoying because I remember Leon, a blacklisted member, he joined the session, started fucking up shit, and it was very annoying, you know. But yeah. So, like responses as well. People don't know how to take a ban. I've been banned once by Hugo. It was probably the most important case of all time, because it was the 1000th case on the server. So yeah, so that was fun. I was banned for 3 warnings. Again, rules. Yeah, so that's kind of it on this topic. We'll probably move on to the next one. So does anybody know some of the blacklisted people? Like, you know, there's a good few of them, Jay Wild and Leon and a good few other people.
Know them personally, or
Well, no, not like personally, but like, did you know how they acted, or you know why they were blacklisted?
You'll find with blacklisted people, a lot of the reasons is very similar. Like, for example, we've had multiple cases where people have tried to copy the server and blatantly rip it off, and you know, that leads to a ban and things like that. But then a lot of the reasons that lead to them getting blacklisted is they don't agree with them getting a ban. And a lot of the time when they don't agree with them getting a ban, we've had a lot of cases where people, they don't stop trying to message us. Like, I can't say too much, but a group of people blacklisted recently, they were blacklisted after they kept coming in and trolling our sessions. And before they actually started trolling the sessions, what happened is they started adding board of leaders and admins into chats, and they started messaging us and kept, you know, basically trying to say that things like they were wrongfully banned and how, you know, we don't do our job correctly. And that is, you know, there's a common thing pretty much with all blacklisted members when, you know, they get blacklisted mainly because they do not agree with them getting banned, or they, you know, they're caught doing something which completely goes against the server and may be used to harm someone in the server or the server itself.
Yeah, so so one of the biggest blacklists of what I remember would be from the manager, Jay Wild. So I don't particularly know why he was banned. I kind of forget. Does anybody particularly know why he was banned?
I don't know how much we're allowed to say about this, but it was basically a small disagreement between multiple of the owners. Multiple owners agreed with one thing, but he disagreed with another thing, and it started off where he only had, I believe it was a week ban.
Yeah.
He unfortunately went and he nuked our LAPD division server, and started trolling sessions, and that led to his ban that was only going to be for about a week or 2 weeks to being upgraded to a permanent ban.
And a blacklist too.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like as you said, they're mostly all, by ripping off the server and, completely, copying the server, like, and that ain't a good thing to do because it's very annoying when you're taking the professionalism from this server into another server, so that would be very annoying. So yeah. That's pretty much it. Like, Fisher, have you anything to say about any of the blacklisted members, or?
There's some more reasons why people get black SAR. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's to do with like harassment, where they won't leave you alone after you send. And also there's some other reasons, like being racist and that. As we've had that before. So yeah, that's some other reasons why we getting blacklisted.
Okay. So yeah, that's basically it for the major talking parts of the podcast. So we're gonna allow you to do some talking between all the staff. So anything you could do, etc. etc. If you wanna talk about any server or anything like that.
I love how I was talking about earlier, getting recruits to comment and say, hey, can I get trained? I actually just had a recruit message me, saying, hey, would you mind training me? We've been talking before. We talked yesterday, I believe. And he was asking, when is there going to be training? This was actually May 18th. He messaged me. He's like, when is there going to be a training? I said, I'm sorry, we've been busy lately. I tried to do my best to get you trained. And then more stuff came up, and he just read it today, and he's actually talking to me about getting trained, and I'm trying to see if I can't get it done tomorrow. But going off of what Big said, all the time zones get a little hectic on that, since there aren't many Americans in server compared to everybody else. It's kind of more difficult for me to be able to get things done. But yeah, I make it do. I make everything worth it, and everything gets done.
Yeah.
Or at least everything gets attempted.
Yeah. Another thing as well, the time zones. That's pretty much another thing. We might host one session a day. We might host two. Today there's one at 3:30 GMT for Australian time. I always do that 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
So is there anything, there's nothing really we can do. There's only a handful of people in time zones.
Exactly. Like when it's 3:30 for GMT, it's then 3:30 for y'all is 10:30 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
There's that 5-hour difference. I mean, it's everybody's got their major time zone differences, and it makes things hard. But we make do and we get things done. Hugo, check Jennifer, by the way. It's something we were talking about earlier. Well, not really earlier today, but
Oh.
yeah.
Oh God.
You see where I was talking? Oh, well, I talked to Matrix about it. Me and Jake are gonna open a case on that. But I'm not saying who. I'm not saying when. But we're gonna start doing a lot more work. I'm just gonna say that we're gonna get a lot more work done. 'Cause I don't know about, I don't know how Alex, aka Fisher, feels about his department, but I don't want my department, sheriff's department, looking bad. I want everybody on tip-top shape. Well, actually, I want everybody in tip-top shape. But I mean, it, it's got to be, everybody's got to do their part. Finnegan's got to do his part with the sieves. Hugo, you got to do your part, or Hugo and Fisher, y'all got to do your part with the CHP. Me and Jake have to do our part with the LESD. Everybody's got their own part to play, and not everybody plays enough of their part.
Everything is basically shared.
Exactly. Everything's, from what I've seen, some people have done stuff half-assed or not at all, and I mean...
Yeah, I mean, in the CHP we changed the whole call sign system.
Yeah, we've seen all that, yeah. It's all Delta and X-ray and Hydra. But yeah, that's pretty much it, in regards to the whole podcast. So yeah, it was a good chat.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. I mean, Hugo kind of is intimidating a little bit, but I'm still not even
It's
finished.
true.
I still haven't even finished my second beer.
Oh,
I'm surprised about that. I have not finished my beer.
mine down to the bottom of it almost. So. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna close off this stream. If anybody wants to say anything else, speak now or forever hold your will, or please, whatever this thing.
Yeah, speak now, forever hold peace.
Yeah.
See you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
We appreciate you coming on and talking to us about your experience in being stabbed.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
No worries whatsoever.
Been a pleasure. Sorry, we couldn't talk about a lot more. It's just, you know, we have to be careful what we say.
Yeah, privacy issues and
Yeah. There's just a lot going on behind the scenes, behind closed doors.
Okay.
So, but yeah, thanks for having us. We really enjoyed it. Hope to do it again sometime.
That's true. Okay, so this stream was followed by Green Phoenix Meets as well. Go check out their interview server in the description, the channel description below. So yeah.
Alright, well guys, I want you to thank you for watching. Don't forget to press that subscribe button and like the video, and then I'll check you at the next podcast.
We appreciate everybody for coming onto the stream, and yeah, we'll see you all later. Thank you.
See you later, guys.
That's what I'm here for. I spy with my little light. A girly I can get cause she don't get too many likes. A girly at a cutie I could turn into my wife. Wait, that means forever, ever, hold up, never mind. Oh, I spy with my little light. A girly I can get cause she don't get too many likes. A girly at a cutie I could turn into my wife. Wait, that means forever, ever, hold up, never mind.